Hey, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Subscribing really helps my channel.
Hi YouTube. Today we've got the Victorinox Dual Knife Sharpener. It's just arrived in the post and I'll do an unboxing and a review. I thought this would be a good place to start for a beginner like me to learn to sharpen the pocket knives that I have. As you can see on the back, it's got instructions for how to use it, so I'll try to keep these. I have looked at a couple of YouTube videos, so hopefully I'll be able to do a decent job. Let's get on with it. So here I have my trusty Pioneer X with the reamer, which is normally really good at getting through plastic. Just being careful not to damage the sharpener or myself. So it's called the dual sharpener because there are two mechanisms for sharpening. Here we have the long stone, which is used for reprofiling and coarse sharpening. And then in the other end we have these two ceramic blades which are used for the fine finishing. You can see that out of its case, the total length of the sharpener is 120 millimeters. The actual stone is 80 millimeters. In inches, the total length out of the case is just over 4.5 inches, and the blue stone itself is just over 3 inches. When it's back in the case, you can see that the overall size is just over 5.5 inches, or in millimeters, that's about 140. The good thing is as well, it has this clip like a pen, so it can fit in your pocket, or it will go very well in the pocket of a bag, and you can be sure it's going to stay there. Here I've got my Spyderco Grasshopper, which you may have seen in one of my other videos. It's actually not too bad. At first try it seems to cut okay, but you can hear it's quite loud, which shows that it's partly tearing through the paper, and although I can do some fairly thin cuts, I don't think this is as sharp as it could be. But at least I know that it's got a decent edge to it. Let's see if we can do better. Looking at the instructions here, I can see that I need to hold the knife and move the sharpener. So let's give it a try. So I have my grasshopper down here, it's blade up. I'm just going to stroke this along the blade without putting too much weight on it. I'll try and give it 10 times or so. Couple of extra ones just at the top. So hopefully you can see this. I haven't actually done anything to the profile of the blade. It should have just made it sharper. Let's try it again with another piece of post-it note. Hopefully it's going to be cleaner and quieter. And I think you'll see this is cutting a lot better. So here we have my Victorinox Pioneer X. It's really not cutting that well. A little bit in the middle, but it's quite blunt. I'm just going to give this a try with the stone end of the Victorinox sharpener. Here I've turned it round and I've put it onto the main handle, so I get a much longer handle and I can keep my hand well away from the blade. I'm hoping this is going to focus okay. So I'm going to try and pull it down the stone at about a 20-degree angle. Let's see how it goes. You can hear I'm just doing it nice and slowly. I'm just using the weight of the knife, really just pulling it past the stone. I'll do some on the other side again at 20 degrees. Trying to make sure I go right to the tip. I don't want to do too much. I'm not trying to reprofile the knife, I'm just trying to get a little bit of a burr. Then I'm just going to do one stroke or two on each side. Let's see if that's made a difference. I think it's made a little bit of a difference. Let's try it with the other end now. Okay, so let's give it a few more strokes. And let's see if it's any better. Here we have my favourite knife. This is what I would call my Sunday best knife. It's the Boker Barlow Expedition. My sons gave it to me for the significant birthday that I had last year, and I really like it. It's getting a nice patina on the brass. It's showing a bit of wear, but I do carry it a lot. It has a really nice shaped blade, and I'll do a little bit more about this in another video because I think it deserves a bit more time. So when I test it, you can see that it does cut pretty well actually, but it does leave the paper fairly rough. I think what they've done, I think it's had a basic grind. I don't think it's been done finely to give a fine point. I certainly wouldn't run my finger over it if it had been fully sharp. So I don't want to do anything to try and reprofile this. I just want to use the fine ceramic sharpening blades here just to see if I can get a slightly better edge on it. Let's see how it goes. Here you can see I'm holding the knife, the Boker knife, with the back of the blade on the paper and the sharp part up. I'm just going to run this along the edge. That's the loudest I've heard from any of the knives so far, which is suggesting that this is having to do quite a lot of work. I'm just going to give it 10 or 20 goes just to see what we get. As I said, I'm quite a beginner at sharpening, so I'm hoping that this is an almost idiot-proof way to sharpen my knives. The last thing I want to do is to change the profile. I just want to see an improvement in the edge to make it easier to cut. Because a sharp knife is a safer knife. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm just going to get some paper and then we'll give it a test. I would say that was an improvement. It's certainly quieter in cutting. I think maybe just a few more. As I say, I'm fairly new to this, so I don't really know how many times I need to do this. I'm hoping I get better with practice. Right, one more attempt at the post-it test. I would say that was quite a big improvement. So, just before I do a recap, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. It's a nice pocket size, you can see it's well made. Looking at this, it's made in Germany. Just to watch out with this, and that's to be careful not to drop it. From looking at some of the other videos, I understand that this is fairly brittle, so if you were to drop it on a hard floor, maybe a tiled floor or a stone floor, then it's probably not going to survive that and it's going to break. I mean, the good thing is it's not too expensive. It's something you can take in your bag with you when you're out and about. It's a small package when it's put away. It's well protected in this pen-shaped case, so I think it should be okay. Just be careful that the bluestone is a little bit fragile. I've had a go at sharpening with this Victorinox Dual Knife Sharpener. I think I've done a decent job. I think all three of these knives are certainly sharper than they were to start with. I think it's just a bit of practice, me getting used to using this. I'll certainly be using it in the future. I'll be going through the kitchen drawers, practicing on some of the kitchen knives, certainly using this bluestone, especially if I need to do any reprofiling. And then of course there are the finer ceramic blades in here to give that nice fine edge. I'm sure I can do better. If you've got some ideas of what I need to do to take it to the next level, please leave a comment. If you like this video, hit the like button, and of course there'll be more videos. I've got loads more to come. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.